thanks so much for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, let's start at the very beginning, as we do with all of these conversations. Tell us a little bit about Quickly.
Yeah, so Quickly is a fintech in the supply chain financing space. So we make it so you can get paid instantly when you send an invoice.
Wow. That sounds pretty straightforward, but it's actually quite complicated, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I try to make it as simple as possible. But yeah, anything in the fintech space seems to be a little bit more complicated than you would think. But yeah, we try to keep it simple on the problem we're solving so we can be concise about our marketing and messaging. And it's a big problem. So
absolutely. Terrific. Tell me a little bit about how it works.
So this is how it works. So we make it so that you can create an invoice, upload an invoice. You can send it to a counterparty. They can approve, decline, or request revisions. Once they approve it, it becomes a binding moment, and that invoice turns into a digital asset. Once it's a digital asset, it can be bought, sold, insured. And we actually purchase the invoice, make payment to the person that was requesting it, and then collect repayment in the future from the company that was going to pay them. So it sounded super easy when I said it the first time, but when you walk through it, it's a little bit more complicated. That's our primary function. We have other options and other items that have been coming out in our software, and but that's where it all started.
That's where it all started. Terrific. Great. Thank you for that. Okay, let's do just a couple logistical questions. So how many years have you guys been in business now?
Just under 2 years in business.
Wow, look at what you've done so fast. That's so great. How many employees do you have currently?
We're interviewing for employee 5.
Wow, that's so exciting. That's great.
Yeah, we're pretty lean, and you never know. It could be today that we get employee 5, and we've got our line on employee 6 as well. So we'll see who comes on first.
That's so exciting. Terrific. So looking back on it, Kyle, tell me why you wanted to start this business in the first place.
So I've built multiple businesses throughout the years in different industries, and I've always operated in B2B. And the biggest problem that I saw over the years was that it wasn't profitability, it wasn't growth, it was cash flow. And B2B companies are suffering from the same thing. And it's effectively because the majority of them are waiting to be paid once they execute their service or complete their offering. So I was asked once, could I solve it for my company? And I realized that I was paying my bills 5 times before I was paid, and that was effectively causing the cash flow problem. And I kind of got obsessed and started trying to work on it, and here we are.
And here we are. Amazing. Okay, so when you think about that in terms of the B2B businesses, what sort of impact do you hope that your company makes?
So the impact that we make on companies is, for the first time, they're able to access the money that they've earned in real time. And what's happening is that company can hire more staff, buy more trucks, build new products, add additional offerings. And the average Quickly customer is actually growing their business. So we had no idea when we set out to do this. We thought that kind of the growth would be moderate and understandable. But what happened was a customer comes on to Quickly, and customer X, Real Stats, puts $10,000 through the platform, and they get the $10,000 that they were owed instantly. So the next month they put 12,000 through, and then by month 3 they're at 20, and by month 4 this company that is the actual company was at 68,000. And when we talked to them, they said, well, I doubled down on my business. I could take on more work. I could buy vehicles. I could hire staff. I started some marketing and all these other things. So instead of, literally just waiting and being at the mercy of the customers, they could kind of grow the business as they choose. So that's like the biggest impact that we're doing.
For sure. That's an incredible kind of impact for sure. Okay. So if
Thank
you're
you.
looking down the road and you're thinking to yourself, where can we go from here? What sort of plans do you have for quickly down the road? What's next for him?
So we've got a few pretty clear and concise plans. So we're building up the business, and we have a revenue target or a threshold that we're working on achieving. We are expanding into the U.S., which we're super excited about. We have our first clients and commitments, and we'll just be springboarding there. And then we are proving out virality within the business model. And how we define that is the cost to acquire one customer, that customer brings in three or more. So we're really showcasing virality within our business model over the next 12 months, along with the other two items that I talked about.
Amazing. It sounds so exciting. Kyle, thank you so much for telling me all about it.
Thanks for having me.